So, nasa Proverbs 7 na po tayo sa aking pagbasa. Please turn there. Proverbs chapter 7. My son, keep my words and treasure my commands within you. Keep my commands and live, and my law as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding your nearest kin, that they may keep you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my lattice, and saw among the simple. I perceived among the youths a young man devoid of understanding, passing along the street near her corner. And he took the path to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And there a woman met him, with the attire of a harlot and a crafty heart. She was loud and rebellious. Her feet would not stay at home. At times she was outside, at times in the open square, lurking at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him. With an impudent face she said to him, I have peace offerings with me. Today I have paid my vows. So I came out to meet you, diligently to seek your face, and I have found you. I have spread my bed with tapestry, colored coverings of Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He has taken a bag of money with him and will come home on the appointed day. With her enticing speech, she caused him to yield. With her flattering lips, she seduced him. Immediately, he went after her, as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till an arrow struck his liver. As a bird hastens to the snare, he did not know it would cost his life. Now, therefore, listen to me, my children. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. For she has cast down many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. Her house is the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. Now, very obvious kung mapansin nyo, again, this time, ang exhortation na naman ng May-akda on this chapter is still about adultery. And kung sa NKJV natin, hindi ko na na-search yung ibang versions, ma-check nyo yung start ng chapter 7, na parang continuation pa siya ng thought from previous chapter. So, immediate context pa rin yan, I believe, ng chapter 6, yung verse 20. So, isang malaking exhortation ang ginawa ng May-akda dito. And then, but then, last na siya. Pagdating kasi, kung alam nyo rin yung chapters 8 and 9, doon malalaki pa rin yung pag-exhort ng May-akda, pero ibang content na talaga yon. Which kaya din niya hinuli, I believe, kasi ultimatum na yung binigay niyang reason and warning dito. So, specifically, yung last two verses, which doon natin, o doon ko ihahango maigi yung comment ko. Basahin ko lang ulit na yung warnings na kay 25. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. For she has cast down many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. Okay, yun na lang pala. So, dito naman, syempre nakikita natin, again, in direct context for the men, at yung subject na pinapaiwasan nga pa rin yung immoral woman or the harlot. But, yung warning naman dito, no, so, hindi naman lahat siguro ng harlot kayang patayin tayo, or kasi ang pinaka-exposition dito or meaning talaga ng May-akda, it is believed na literal na ikamamatay natin by body. But sa mga nabasa nga natin on the previous chapters dito, even poetic or metaphoric, figurative, our soul can be killed by this sin of adultery and fornication. Ang pinaka-napili kong comment dito is by Joel Beakey. Basahin ko sa inyo yung explanation niya sa chapter sa verse 26, no, yung slain by the immoral woman, many strong men. Sabi ni Joel Beakey, The immoral woman is like a warrior who defeats and kill an army of powerful soldiers. A warning to beware and fear this danger and not assume you can resist. You can resist. Gusto ko tong word na resist kasi dito talaga tayo dapat ma-warningan na I know sa katotohanan ng Christian walk natin, maaring yung iba sa atin malakas sa ibang aspect ng holiness or ng sanctification. Therefore, pagdating dito sa lust, maaring malakas kayo. But then, don't ever think na all the time or every time kaya nyo siyang i-resist. Ito kasi yung warning talaga ng Haring Solomon dito. And we know the reality of this, lalo na sa panahon natin. I make it close to us or personal to us na pwede nga nyo masabi na marami akong alam sa theology, hindi ako tatablan yan, or matanda na ako parang pwede, lalo na sa lalaki, directly sabihin, pwede pa bang tingin ko hindi na ako siguro basta maaakit ng lust or kung ano man patungkol sa bagay na ito. Pero diba, ang laking halimbawa sa atin, remember si Lolo Preacher and author na 5 months ago, I won't say his name anymore, you all know it, parang diba? Tapos maaari pa pag yung ibang issue ng ibang sikat na pastor, though ibang camp na kasi pwedeng matanggap natin, pero yung nangyari sa reformed pastor na to, nahulog pa rin siya dito, napakalaking warning sa atin. And me personally, nung nangyari yun, mas lalo ko natauhan kung pag nababasa ko yung warning na ganito or maglalaro sa isip natin na yun yung nabasa natin sa chapter 6 ang paglaro ng apoy. Siya yung mahilig ako sa video games. No? Pag sa video games, pag boss fight na may warning yan o warningan ka ng mag-ingat ka, malakas tong kalaban na to. Ganun nangyari sa akin. Tapos mukha pa niya yung nakikita ako. So, ganun yung application niya sa akin yung naging dating. And yun, ganun siya. Kasakit, diba? Yung nabasa natin sa previous reading sa chapter na nag-iwan siya ng peklat. Mag-iwan siya ng peklat, nag-iwan siya ng paso. Siguro malamang siya. Nilaro lang din niya. And hindi niya binantayan yung warning na sinasaad ng katotohanan dito sa chapter 7 na ito. So, again, ang direct command sa text na ito, iwasan natin. Like Joseph, yung anak ni Jacob, isa situation niya, na nag-apply siya dito, he ran away, he fled from the adulterous Potiphar's wife. So, kung gano'n ang kalooban sa atin ng Diyos, na binibigyan niya tayo ng way of escape by His grace, do it. But then, ultimately, I add, since huli na nga ito pagdating sa adultery, as mga Reformed theologians, no, na tunuturo nila in term nila, pag kailangan namang harapin yung lust. No? Never tayong tinuruan ng Diyos maging marahas, maging harsh, but on this sin, dito po kayo maging marahas. Wag po kayong magpapalambot dito, show no tenderness pagdating po sa kasalanan na to. Patayin nyo. Katulad po ni Phinehas, if you know his legend, kung hindi kayo familiar, basahin nyo Numbers 25, na kinasihan siya ng Diyos by thrusting the immoral woman na nagplay ng harlot at kinasama ng isang Israelite brethren niya. Through the heart or through the core, through the stake, pinatay niya. Kailangan niya gawin, but yun yung kalooban ng Diyos at nasihan ng Diyos sa ginawa ni Phinehas. And by God's grace, kapag gano'n yung situation natin in dealing with lust or evil lust, adultery, gawin natin yon. Kasi one last time, your soul or your physical body is at stake. It may kill you at the end kapag pinaglaruan natin, even commit this sin.